Hello, one and all. I am Dr. Shamili Mandal, and I am back again with the second lecture of my fourth module. So, in the second lecture, I'll be talking about folk songs of East and Northeast India. And here, I'll be introducing you, or rather, give you the various folk songs, or you can say examples of folk songs, genres of folk songs from the states of Northeast India and East India. Firstly, I'll discuss about the folk songs from Bihar. So, one of the most significant festivals we have in Bihar is the Chhat Puja, which is linked to the religious folk music tradition. The songs in the Chhat Puja contains prayers for prosperity, health, and well-being, and are devoted to the sun god. Typically, the music is mellow, melodious, and has a devotional tone. They respect and appreciate the sun god and other deities in the verses. Also, Bihar is known as the origin of another genre of folk song known as Kajri, which is particularly popular during the monsoon season. It is linked to women's emotional experiences and longing, especially when they are separated from their loved ones. The lyrics of the Kajri they convey sentiments of love, separation, and desire, while the music is calming. Women frequently perform it during, as I said, the monsoon season. Sentimentality and feelings are prevalent in this. There's another very important folk music form, which is well liked by the people of Bihar. Like the Raksha Bandhan holiday, we have the Sama Chakeva song. And here I have attached a photo of the Sama Chakeva ritual, during which the songs are sung. And it says us about the relationship between brothers and sisters. The women, mainly the sisters, sing these lovely melodic tunes which are typically performed in the winter. The affection and emotional connection between the siblings are the main themes of the song. We also have another type of folk song, which is birha, that expresses longing for a partner or someone who is separated from their home or loved ones. We can say birha is like, the word from the word birha means the pain we have from separation, the feeling of anguish and separation. It frequently captures the suffering of distance or migration. A somber, melancholic tone permeates the music, which frequently features emotive and vocal delivery. Normally, the harmonium and the dholak are the instruments which are accompanied with it. In Bihar, folk music has cultural and religious meaning. The religious holidays, customs, and beliefs of the populace serve as the inspiration for many songs. The many types of music that are popular in the state have been influenced by Islam, Hinduism, and other regional customs. Also, there's another dynamic and essential component of Bihar's cultural character, and that is the folk music of Bihar. From the passionate tunes of Birha to the religious ballads of the Chhat Geet, the music narrates the people's pleasures, sorrows, and festivities. In the rural areas, the folk music plays a very important role and is a potent narrative and cultural expression tool, thanks to its use of traditional instruments and poignant lyrics. Next, I'm going to talk about the folk songs from Bengal. So, the folk songs of Bengal or the Bengali folk music is immensely varied, rooted in rich cultural traditions and intricately linked to the people's everyday routines, festivals, and rituals. It encompasses a variety of musical genres and styles and captures the spiritual, emotional, and cultural character of Bengal. The folk music of Bengal has developed over the ages due to a variety of influences: Islam, Hinduism, and local customs. One of the significant and spiritual folk tradition of Bengal is the Baul music. I have discussed about it, not discussed actually, I've mentioned it in my previous lecture. Wandering mystic minstrels known as Baul sing about the love, the divine, and the relationship between humans and the cosmos. The lyrics often explore themes of spiritual longing, unity with the divine, and the rejection of materialism. It focuses on the concept of bhakti. The music is characterized by soulful, meditative rhythms and simple melodies. The Baus primarily use instruments such as the ektara or aktara we say, a one-stringed instrument, and dhol, a traditional drum. Here, I have attached a photo of a female Baul singer with the aktara. Also, we have the boatmen who sing in Bhatiali, a traditional type of Bengali folk song, while they navigate the Bengali rivers. In addition to reflecting the boat's beat, the songs frequently convey the feelings and hardships of the boatmen. Themes of love, longing, separation, and the struggles of river life are all conveyed in the songs. The melancholy of the boatman's existence is captured in the languid, melancholic, and calming nature of Bhatiali melodies. The instruments used here are the flute and the dotara. So the bowls use the aktara and the boatmen use the dotara. The lyrics of Sarigan, a folk song form from rural Bengal, are frequently sentimental and discusses topics of love, separation, and country living. The Sarigan, which are sung during the weaving of the sari by a band of people, you can say it helps to a shared expression and help them to rejuvenate themselves and form bonding amongst one another. The Santali or the Shautal and the other tribal groups in Bengal have a traditional folk song which is called the Tushu songs. They are primarily performed in the festival of Tushu, which honors the harvest and the changing of the seasons. The song honors rural Bengali life, the environment, and the harvest. Tushu songs are mostly sung in the western part of Bengal, in the districts of Purulia and others. Also, Bengali calendar includes Choitro songs, especially during the month of Choitro or Chaitra we say, which is the concluding month of the Bengali year. Everyone sings these songs, be it rural, be it urban, and are frequently connected to the Bengali New Year festivities. The tunes capture the joy of fresh start, the rebirth of the life, and the start of a new year. The music tends to be festive, with a group focusing on the rhythmic beats that are symbolic to the season's change. So, the instruments we use are ektara, I have said, a one-stringed instrument. The dotara, a two-stringed instrument. We have the dhol, which is a two-headed drum. We have the tabla, a pair of drums, normally used both in devotional music, classical performances, and folk music. We have the flute and we have the khol, which is a traditional clay drum used in devotional music. Now, I'm going to talk to you about one of the very prominent singers we have in Bengal, in Baul folk music, the Baul culture, we say, and that is Lalon Fokir. By his devotion, Lalon Fokir acquired deep knowledge on the religious doctrines of the Hindus and the Muslims, the manifestation of which is found in the songs composed by him. He composed nearly 2,500 and more devotional songs. His songs are rich in mystic trend of thought and in artistic skill. Composed in simple language, his songs are significant and impressive and are indicative of the ideals of human life, humanism, and non sectarian attitude. His disciples used to sing his songs. Even in his lifetime, a colossal Baul community developed consisting of his disciples and their disciples. Lalun Shah, denounced caste distinction and he sang that all the people ask to what caste Lalon belong to here on earth. Lalon says, I have not yet seen what is the form of a caste. It is for their non sectarian spirit and universal urge that the songs of Lalon are simultaneously popular to the people from the both Hindu and Muslim communities. The theme of his songs are the concept that the body is the seat of all truths, and the Baul asceticism is based on supremacy of the guru or preceptor. The main objective is to trace and get company of the inherent and formless supreme being, who can only be achieved by divine love, devotion, and meditation. In Baul culture, it is the guru who devises the way of devotional success and how to attain salvation. Lalun had the materials of his songs from the Hindu and Buddhist religion, the Vaishnav Shahajiya doctrine, and Sufism. His liberal religious concept has been added the humanitarian social thoughts. And he was against racial and caste discrimination, and he wanted a racial and caste discrimination free society. His songs, as I said, were not only religious, but it also had social value, and it had unique literary and musical qualities. As I said, he was extremely popular during his time, and his songs are extensively practiced by the common people, including the boatmen in the river. Even today, these songs are getting popularity in all quarters and have been included in the radio and the television too. Mostly, there is no manuscript of Lalon's songs, only we have the oral tradition through which his disciples impart the meaning of his songs. Some of his disciples, though, have collected and compiled them. And later, Ravindranath Tagore collected a manuscript of Lalon's songs at the Lalon Akhra and had his songs copied therefrom. And also, he published Lalon Fokir's song in some of the journals. Tagore also highlighted the prosody of his songs and also the Indian he delivered in France. And in the preface of the book, he also gave an explanation on religion and philosophy with quotations from the songs of Lalon. Thus, Ravindranath, for the first time, attracted the attention of the educated class of the country and of the world, people to the songs of Lalon Shah. So, next, I'm going to talk about the folk songs from Assam. The folk songs from Assam, a region in northeastern India, are a dynamic reflection of the region's rich and varied cultural past. The Assamese people's way of life, customs, and spiritual beliefs are frequently profound, reflected in these songs. Assam's most significant festival we have is Bihu, and the celebration revolve around its folk melodies, known as Bihu Geet or Bihu songs, we say. They are sung at the Bihu festival, which commemorates the Assamese New Year and the start of spring. The songs are lively and exuberant. We have saints like Madhav Dev and Srimant Sankar Dev who wrote the devotional songs of the folk music genre. Another folk music genre we have is the Borgeet. The songs are essential to Assamese Vaishnavite culture and devoted to Lord Krishna. Their lyrics frequently convey spirituality and commitment. Also, the indigenous groups of Assam, especially in the tea garden regions, perform the Jhumur song, a traditional folk music style. Particularly during the harvest season, the songs are typically connected to the rhythm of farming, life, and agricultural labor. The community's feelings and stories are conveyed through the songs, which are typically performed in groups. There's another very popular genre in Assam called the Dehebisar genre, which is sung in the rural areas of Assam during the harvest seasons. The songs frequently recount the struggles of farming life and highlights the happiness that comes with a bountiful harvest. Also, while working in the fields, both women and men sing these songs. There's also another genre called the Missing Geet, which plays a significant role in the culture of the Missing tribe of Assam, which has its own unique folk tradition. From their affinity with nature to their festivals and rituals, these songs of the Missing touch many facets. The rhythm is closely linked to their way of life. And also, they dance while singing this song. The folk tunes serve as a significant cultural marker that uphold the customs, history, and values of the Assamese people. The state's cultural fabric still heavily incorporates the diverse range of Assamese folk music. Next, I'm going to talk about the folk songs from Sikkim. I'll be talking about the folk songs of Sikkim. So, the songs of Sikkim have the Lepcha folk songs, which are sung by the Lepcha people, the indigenous people of Sikkim, and who have a unique musical tradition that includes both vocal and instrumental music. The folk songs, sung in the Lepcha language, are often related to nature, spirituality, and daily life. These songs are usually performed with minimal instruments such as the drum and the flute. We also have the Bhutia folk songs, which are sung by the Bhutia, the community originally from Tibet, and their songs reflect their Tibetan Buddhist culture. The songs are often about love, devotion, and the beauty of the Himalayan landscape. Bhutia songs are usually accompanied also by traditional instruments like the lute and the dampu. We have the Nepali community in Sikkim, which is also known for its rich tradition of folk music. Their songs, interestingly, are called the Lokgeet, which often reflects the themes of love, nature, and daily life. The instruments here used are sarangi, a traditional string instrument, and madhal, a type of drum. There's another popular style of Nepali folk music in Sikkim, the Dohori, where two groups or individuals engage in a back and forth singing competition, often about romantic or social topics. This is a lively and engaging form of folk performance in Sikkim. These are the songs which are performed during the Thevar ceremony, which is a traditional ritual in Sikkim performed for young boys, marking their passage into adulthood. The music associated with these rituals blends both spiritual and celebratory elements, often accompanied by traditional instruments like the damfu, tabla, and flutes. So we can say that the folk songs of Sikkim are just not a form of entertainment. They are connected to the cultural and religious life of the people. They have this Nepali folk culture and also have the Buddhist folk culture. They have a combination actually of the Nepali folk music, and also they are inspired by the Buddhist folk music. Mainly the folk music inspired from the people following Buddhism. So it's a mixed bag, we can say in a way. Next, I'm going to talk about the folk songs from Mizoram. The folk songs from Mizoram are the Mizo people's rich cultural history in northeastern India. Mizoram region, which capture their traditions, customs, and way of life. The Mizoram folk music is closely linked to their spiritual beliefs, communal activities, and natural environment. One of the very well known genres of traditional Mizo folk music is Chelam. I've attached a photo here actually. So, they have a meditative or spiritual mood and they're calm and melodic. So, the songs here are usually, sung in quiet times, particularly after work in the evenings. They have the theme of longing, love, and the splendor of nature, and are frequently conveyed in the lyrics. The somber and soulful tones are characteristics of these tunes. They are also sung in festivals and group gatherings. These songs also show how community life should be. They create community bonding, and their beats are upbeat and energetic. They are frequently sung, as I said, in social events or during traditional Mizo dances. There is also the La, okay, the Mizo folk song, another genre. And they can be anything from daily life and customs to love and the natural world. These songs are performed at weddings, festivals, and neighborhood gatherings, among other events. They also connect, amongst the people. They form a connection amongst people, and they also communicate strong emotions. And the melodies are frequently straightforward. When Mizo people are working together in the fields, building houses, or performing other group activities, also one they sing one type of folk music, and they are called the kongsai. So kongsai is another genre of the folk music of Sikkim. They are energetic with a lively pace and often involve the call and response, means one person starts singing, the other person joins him. They are also sung at rituals and spiritual exercises. And in addition to expressing the community's way of life, Mizo folk music also instills common values, spiritual beliefs, and relationship with nature. The rich legacy of the Mizo people is preserved through the generations. Long transmission of these songs. So the Mizo folk music continues to be an essential component of their cultural identity, whether be it in the form of meditative, quiet ballads or lively, quick tunes. Next, I'm going to talk about the folk songs from Arunachal Pradesh. So, India's northeastern state, we have the Arunachal Pradesh, and it is home to a variety of communities with a rich cultural legacy. And as I've said earlier in my previous lectures, that Arunachal Pradesh has a large number of tribes. We have the tribes, the Nishis, the Monpas, the Mishmis, the Apatanis, and others. So the Apatani tribe enjoys listening to Bari songs because of its lovely melodies and lyrics. They are played, in the important events like agricultural festivals. Since rice is essential to the Apatani economy and culture, the songs for rice cultivation honor its planting, development, and harvest. Invoking divine favors, Bari songs are frequently sung during religious occasions. Also, these Apatani people celebrate an agricultural festival called the Dri festival. And in this, the traditional melodies are sung with excellent crops. Means when they have excellent crops, they sing beautiful songs. A festive atmosphere is created by the upbeat tunes, and also, interestingly, the people dance with them. They also demonstrate the value of community, nature, and agriculture. Then we have the folk songs of the Monpa tribe, who are mostly found in western Arunachal Pradesh and are a reflection of their everyday life and Buddhist beliefs. As part of their history, the Tani and the Yankha songs convey their spiritual commitment, love, and connection to nature. And also, they use instruments like the yangchin, a kind of hammered dulcimer. And these songs also contain, that one is singing, the other joins in. Also, they have the Shertukpen tribe of Arunachal Pradesh, which possess folk songs that honors the seasons, love, and hill life. They are sung in a very important event, you can say a festival of Arunachal Pradesh, Losar, which is their new year, and they discuss their close relationship with nature. So, these songs not only depict stories about nature, they also discuss stories about the hardships of their forefathers, invoking spirits and nature deities. Next, I'm going to talk about the folk songs from Nagaland. So, like Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland is home to several different tribes, each with its own unique language, traditions, and customs. Nagaland's folk songs are integral to the way of the life of the tribal groups and are used extensively in social, religious, and cultural gatherings. Each Naga tribe has its own distinctive rituals, beliefs, and way of life, which are reflected in the wide variation of their folk songs. So, folk songs from one of the important Naga tribe we'll discuss here in one of their very famous celebration like the Motsu festival. It signals the conclusion of the sowing season and the start of the harvest season. And in this, the Ao songs are performed. These songs appeal for blessings for good crops and celebrate the harvest. Also, we have the folk songs of the warrior culture of the Sumi Naga tribe, another well known Naga clan. And they tell stories about bravery, gallantry, and military triumphs. These songs, commonly referred to as Da, are strong and honor the bravery and the strength of the warriors. They are also commonly sung during the harvest festival too. Now, I come to the next tribe, the another important tribe called the Konyak Naga tribe. And they are have a sorry and they have a long legacy of headhunting. Headhunting has a long history among the Konyak Naga tribe, who are renowned for their warrior traditions and rich cultural legacy. Their folk songs frequently recount tales of valor, triumphs, and wars in the past. So, the Konyaks have songs honoring their warriors and their accomplishments, just like the Sumi tribe. These songs frequently have chanting, vocals, and rhythmic beats to go along with their narratives. Also, they have ritual songs. And the folk music has a long history among the Lotha tribe, who live in the central region of Nagaland. Their songs have a strong connection to family gatherings, farming activities, and communal life. So, at the harvest festivals, at the Tokhu Emong festival, which commemorates the conclusion of the harvest, Lotha folk songs are sung to commemorate the harvest season. These songs plead for further prosperity and show thankfulness for the crops. And they are also frequently sung in conjunction with traditional dances, particularly at festivals and community events. Also, the drums, the drums, the gongs, the bamboo flutes, they play a very important role in the Naga culture. The Naga communities enjoy to enhance the melody of their folk songs in the bamboo flute. During ceremonial events, trumpets and horns are frequently employed to accompany songs and dances. So we can say that the folk songs of Nagaland, are a combination of the themes of nature, agriculture, environment, valiantship, warriors, and a lot of bravery. They are, you can say, a combination of the various themes we have. Next, we are going to talk about the folk songs from Tripura. So, one of the biggest tribes in Tripura, the Riang or Bru, are well known for their Hojagari songs and dance. The Hojagari festival, which honors fertility and harvest, features performance of these songs. Intricate moves are performed by dancers as they balance pots on their head while singing the Hojagari song in a rhythmic fashion. Here, I have attached a photo of a very famous singer of folk music of Tripura. So, what are the themes of the folk music of Tripura? They are themes of happiness, celebration, and thankfulness for the harvest and are frequently reflected in the songs. In general, the lyrics celebrate community togetherness and give thanks to nature and spirits. With its own repertoire of folk tunes, the Rakhen group in Tripura has a unique cultural identity. Rakhen weddings, celebrates, and ceremonies frequently feature these songs. Rakhen wedding songs, which are renowned for their lively music and dance, are an integral component of the wedding festivities. Usually, the songs depict marriage, love, and the joining of the families. Also, they have religious songs, which are also sung in Islamic holidays like Eid and many other important occasions. So, we can say that the Rakhen songs overtones have the folk music. So, We can say that the Rakhine folk songs also have religious overtones. The people of Tripura execute the traditional dance form of a song, and they convey enthusiasm, joyful labor, and community cohesion. So many of the Tripura people's traditional folk songs are sung in Kokborok, their native language. Themes like nature, love, the passing of the seasons, and the connection between humans and the land are frequently expressed in these songs. Kokborok songs are sung as a part of the community celebration and are an essential feature of the festival. They celebrate. They also invoke the gods for protection and blessings, expressing the Tripuri people's spiritual beliefs. One of the important tribal groups in Tripura, the Chakma tribe, has a unique folk music history as well. Usually, their songs are sung at ceremonies, festivals, and weddings, similar to Jumia folk songs. Chakma folk songs honor the agricultural cycle and the harvest. Also, interestingly, the songs have a Buddhist influence, since a large portion of the Chakma population is Buddhist. And they have spiritual concepts like compassion, serenity, and the teachings of Buddha, and are influenced by the Buddhist hymns. A lot of folk song focuses on the agricultural way of life. The songs celebrate changing season, the sowing and the harvesting of the crops, and the collection to the land. Folk songs often reflect the spiritual beliefs of the communities, invoking blessings from the gods, spirits, and ancestors. Folk songs are sung during weddings, festivals, and community gatherings, celebrating the joy of life and the bond between the people. Many songs are centered on community gatherings, celebrating the joy of life and the bond between the people. They are centered, as I said, on romantic themes, including courtship, marriage, and family life. Whether sung by the Tripuri, Riang, Chakma, or any other indigenous group, these songs convey the deep connection of the people to their land, their deities, and their community. These folk songs preserve the traditions, values, and history of the people of Tripura. Next, we are going to talk about the folk songs from Meghalaya. So, Meghalaya, the folk music of Meghalaya, is normally formed from the three major tribes they have: the Khasi, the Jaintia, and the Garo tribes. So, first I'll discuss the folk music culture of the Khasi tribe. After the harvest, the Khasi people celebrate a significant holiday called the Shadshuk Mainsam as a time to express gratitude and gladness. The folk songs sung during this festival are joyous, expressing gratitude for the harvest and asking for prosperity in the coming year. Also, they have Lai Hasi, the devotional songs, which are sung to honor the spirits of the gods of the Khasi region. Also, they are performed during various ceremonies and rituals. Many Khasi folk songs are about love, romance, and nature. We can see, it's a common theme actually. Love, nature, separation, pain, bravery, everything are common in all the folk songs. These songs often express emotions related to courtship, marriage, and community life. They are sung in Khasi, the native language of the people. And the musical instruments the Khasi people use are tumri, a type of bamboo flute, drums, and krang, a traditional percussion instrument during their performance. There's also a rich folk music culture among the Garo tribe. Their spiritual beliefs, festivals, and agrarian lifestyle are all intricately when entwined with their music. The Garo people celebrate the Wangala festival, sometimes called the 100 Drums Festival, in honor of the sun god Missy Saljong. The Garo people perform ritual songs at the event in order to ask the gods for blessings, particularly a bountiful harvest. Traditional dances and drums accompany the music. During festivals and group gatherings, these traditional Garo songs are performed. They cover topics like fertility, harvest, and respecting the natural spirit. Like the Khasi tradition, romance and family life are common themes, also they honor partnerships, courtship, and ties to the community. Next, I'll be talking about the Jaintia tribe, who predominantly inhabit the eastern part of this place. And they have a unique folk music tradition that often reflects their animistic beliefs and their bond with nature. They have a traditional dance and song performed during festivals called the Laho Shat. These songs are usually accompanied by dances with movements that depict stories of everyday life. They also have the Bunshkyu, which are songs sung to praise the spirits of nature, mountains, rivers, and forest. The Jaintia people believe that these natural deities have spiritual significance and offer protection and blessings. The songs are a part of their rituals and ceremonies. Like other tribes in Meghalaya, the Jaintia people also sings about love and courtship. Also, they have a large amount, or you can say a quantity of folk songs in respect to agrarian practices because they are mostly agricultural and they celebrate the harvest. The songs are a way of expressing joy and gratitude for the bountiful crops and a way to bring the community together. The instruments which are used in these songs are bamboo flutes. Like the major three tribes, the Khasi, Garo, Jaintia, they all three use flutes, which are integral to both folk songs and dances. They also include drums and the dance songs in Meghalaya. They are usually accompanied by traditional songs. Each tribe, interestingly, has its own style of dance and corresponding songs. As I have said, a few names: the Lahoshat, which is the Jaintia's, speciality, the Wangala dance, which is the Garo tribe speciality, and the Shatshuk Miensam, which is the Khasi tribe's speciality. They also have ritual songs, which are used in festivals such as Wangala, Lai Hairoba, and Shatshuk Mensiam. They also have work and play songs. But the common theme which joins them all is the storytelling theme. Some folk songs in Meghalaya serve as a means of narrating stories, whether mythological, historical, or personal experience. Also, they use the guitar, the gongs, and the cymbals, which are very common and they are used by the three tribes alike. Next, we are going to talk about the folk songs from Orissa. So, the folk songs from Orissa are very well known and they have a common thread. Some of the folk songs have a common connection with the classical song of Orissa too. For example, the Pallavi songs. These are lyrical, slow songs along with a devotional and spiritual theme that are performed in Odissi dance. And we all know that the Odissi dance is a form of dance extremely popular and important in the Oriya culture. The folk music and classical dance traditions of Orissa are not complete without the Pallavi songs tunes. One of the most well known events in Orissa, the Rath Yatra or the Chariot Festival of Puri, holds particular meaning in the folk music tradition of the state. The kirtans or bhajans, which are sung in adoration of Lord Jagannath, Balbhadra, and Shubhadra, are songs connected to the Rath Yatra. Devotees sing these devotional songs as the deities' chariots are hauled through the streets in a procession. The rhythmic melodies, which are frequently accompanied by dholaks and drums, foster a sense of community involvement and reverence. In western Orissa, especially in the Sambalpur area, Sambalpuri songs are well known. These songs are closely related to agriculture, the natural world, and tribal customs. The Sambalpur region's traditional folk melodies, known as Bajni songs, are performed at agricultural festivities and harvest. These songs honor the connection between people and nature while expressing the pleasures and tragedies of farming life. The concept of courtship and passionate love are linked to this kind of folk music. There are many indigenous tribal groups such as the Santals, Gonds, Kons, and Bhumij, which have their unique folk music traditions and are found throughout Orissa. So the tribal songs also have a strong connection to everyday life, rituals, spiritual practices, and the natural world. Also, there are the Madhvi dancers who typically sing Madhvi songs, which are sung in the Orissa's Jagannath temple and other temples. The accompanying dance is elegant and expressive, and the lyrics are about the spiritual love of Radha and Krishna. Also, there's a very important storytelling art called the Dashkatiya, and it blends performance and narrative songs. These songs typically tell stories through music, drama, and songs about historical and mythological subjects. Next, I'm going to talk about the folk songs from Jharkhand. The folk songs of Jharkhand has a long history among the Santhal tribe or the Santal tribe, one of Jharkhand's biggest tribal population. Their profound ties to the earth, life, and nature are reflected in their songs. They have revolutionary songs, which says about the resistance of the Santals against the colonialism. They also have the Baha songs, which are the tribe's main celebration, the Baha festival, honoring and venerating the trees and the spiritual bond with the natural world. The melodies go with a large number of tribute to the ancestors, forest deities, and living in balance with the environment. Another tribe we have is the Munda tribe, who are renowned for their agricultural, religious, and naturalistic beliefs. Their songs have a strong connection to their rituals. And the Mundas also have marriage songs performed during the Munda wedding ceremonies. And they honor the goddess Sarhul and the natural world by celebrating the Sarhul festival. Also, there's another tribe called the Ho tribe, who are well known for their colorful dances and music, particularly during festivals. The Ho tribe celebrates the harvest season and give thanks to the gods in the Magha Mela songs. And they are spread throughout the Jharkhand and other nearby states. And also they have the significant celebration of Magh Mela, where joyful melodies are performed throughout the time to show gratitude and to celebrate the spirit of wealth and community. So, we can say that the tribal folk songs of Jharkhand are extensive and spread throughout India, where the tribes are based throughout India. So, we come to the end of our lecture. Thank you, listeners, for listening to me, and we'll meet in the next lecture.